for joining me today. Before we talk to my very good friend Lane, I'd like to welcome everyone who's watching today. I know that the Christmas season has just passed. It's a new year, it's January, and I would like us to start with a very inspirational kind of conversation. I know you guys who have been watching the show are all aware that the thrust really is about getting you exposed to different careers and different paths that other people are taking. And I think, today, I thought Lane would be the perfect start to the 2021 year that we are all about to have, because not only are we going to be exposed to, I guess, the franchise side of entrepreneurship, but a lot of other lessons as well. Okay, so before I get excited and get ahead of myself, I guess I'd like Lane to talk a little bit about herself, to introduce herself. Go ahead, Lane.
Okay, thank you, Kay, and thanks for having me here. Hello, everyone. Happy New Year 2021. I am Lane Constancio. I'm 48 years old, a mother of two young adults, Ian and Pam, who are both working from home.
Mm.
I'm also a businesswoman, a past president and member of the Rotary Club of Kamuning Central, District 3780 of the Rotary International, and I am a stage 3B breast cancer survivor. There.
Amazing, amazing. So now you can see how much experience Lane can really share with us, right? So I guess Lane, let's start with talking about what keeps you busy these days.
Well, right now, because my children are all grown up, I spend more time managing my business. Oh, by the way, I'm a franchisee of 7-Eleven, and my store, which I named Sven, is located along Scout Wasson in Quezon City.
Perfect.
And even though I've been blessed with an amazing good team of 7 clerks,
Yeah.
I still personally manage or handle the overall operation of the business. On the side, I'm also a mother to my big kids, a homemaker, and as a cancer survivor myself, I support the breast cancer awareness. I have a few organizations that I also support, like Women of Wonder,
Right.
Women of Worth, and also, again, as a past president of the Rotary, I still support their humanitarian projects, one of which, the very recent, I'm very proud of to
Yes.
share,
Yes.
the Team Ahon Pilipinas Relief Operation Projects in Bicol, Cagayan, and Tuguegarao. So,
Wow.
medyo busy.
Yeah. So you can see, right, how very special we feel because Lane, who has really such a busy schedule, is with us today. So Lane, I think I'd like to touch on the fact that you are a business owner, right? When I was deciding about who to interview, one I have never really spoken, or I have never really guested somebody who has a franchise. And I think as I scroll through Facebook, I scroll through different media platforms, right? There is this parang opportunity to own a franchise. Can you tell us, Lane, how did you come about investing in a franchise? What was the decision making, around this opportunity?
Okay. Well, my 7-Eleven franchise business is actually a product of a Leadership Excellence Achievement Program, which is LEAP. It
Okay.
was referred to me by a good friend of mine from Bicol. I was on a rest period at that time. That was before I start the last cycles of my chemotherapy. I had 4 sets actually. So after the 3 sets, I had before the last, that's when I had the time to think of what I'm going to do after the treatment. So I cannot go back to the corporate world. So that's when I started thinking about doing something. But in my case, that's my professional goal, to put up my own business. So there I started praying about it.
Yeah.
I basically prayed for a not so stressful business. I'm not so sure kung meron,
Yeah.
but yeah, because of my health condition, but I'm thankful, because at one time I was talking to my leap coach.
Right.
Just a sudden thought of franchising business came to my mind. So that's when I started searching and to know more about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I began looking into a company that I can do franchising business with.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were three choices at that time,
Mhm.
but I'm happy I made the right decision to join the Philippine Seven Corporation. So imagine if, yeah, I'm just very thankful, Kay, because I think I did make the right decision. Because
Yeah.
if I chose to join with other friends who were inviting me to
Yeah.
put up a restaurant business, like during this pandemic, as a
Yes.
single mom of two,
Yes.
I don't think I can, what do you call that? I
Yeah.
can,
It'll be very difficult, right? Yeah.
yes, it's very
Yeah.
difficult for
That's
me. So
right.
I'm thankful that because of the 7-Eleven business, the franchising business, um,
Yeah.
it's doing good,
Yeah.
even during the pandemic.
Exactly, exactly. And I think as you said, Lane, no, you were particularly looking for a business that was not so stressful, which meant that it was something that it could stand alone. You could, you could manage it the way you should and things like that. And I think this is what's working for you right now, no?
Yes,
I'm glad.
yes.
I'm glad. Lane, you know what? It's interesting because every time I talk to my guest, a lot of them say that it was because of prayer that something has come about. No, and I think that's one of the things that's really very apparent in your journey also, right? Okay. But so before we get into that side of the story, how long have you had the store, Lane?
Okay, I opened the store 2015.
Wow. Okay. So fifth year.
It's been in operation for 5 years already. So, and it's doing good even during the pandemic. I am very thankful, although the sales have been down a little
Yeah.
compared to before the pandemic, but never kami nag-negative. So on that part, I'm really, really very, very
Right,
thankful.
right. And so you actually have a business that's resilient to the pandemic, which is what you exactly needed because of all the things you had to consider in your life, no? That's
Yes.
wonderful, Lane. That's really good. I think that's a good segue now to, I guess, if you don't mind, telling us the story about how you have managed to really juggle, the health condition, and your children and life in general. If you could talk to us about that, Lane, that would be wonderful.
Okay. Well, one of the challenges I wish to share is being diagnosed with stage 3B breast cancer in 2012. So it's been 8 years already. And thankfully, I completed 3 years of more than 20 cycles of chemotherapy sessions and two major operations, lumpectomy and double mastectomy. It's something that I pray and claim to never go through again.
Right.
But it was during that process of healing that I learned the beauty and power of prayer and positive declarations.
Amazing.
Those were the three powerful tools I used to cope up with the great challenge of defeating cancer.
Right.
I still remember the first cry was the moment I saw my bald head in the mirror after it was shaved.
Yeah.
Oh my God, sobrang iyak ko talaga.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
every after shower, as I look at myself in the mirror, I would cry again and again.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I would lean over to the door of my bathroom and say these words, I can do this. I can do this, Lord.
Yeah.
Or in Tagalog, kaya ko to. Kaya
Yeah.
natin to, Lord. So I do that every time I see myself in the mirror na without hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and one of the powerful declarations I was talking about is really claiming that I am healed. That even though I was going through the treatments, I would say, Thank you, Lord, for the complete healing and restoration. That one I also do every time I wake up in the morning. In fact, until now,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
action pa, I do when I wake up, I would do this. Thank you, Lord, for the complete healing and restoration from the top of my head to the soles of my feet. So I do that. And I believe that because that's what I keep on saying in my heart and in my mind, I was really believing that by God's grace, I will be healed. And true enough, if
Right.
you look at me, I am fully restored, much, much better than I was before. So amazing God, amazing God. I'm very,
So
very
amazing.
thankful.
Yeah. Yeah. Lane, and you know what? Just listening to your story and hearing how you are able to yeah, how you're able to inspire a lot of us now, no, who are going through different things. Some of us aren't even going through life threatening diseases, but some of us feel that there's just no more hope or are feeling despair. But I think we should really learn from your experiences, in that when you say you have faith, you really let go and let God. No? That's amazing. Lane, if you don't mind, how did you cope as a family? I think you mentioned you have two older kids now, right? But back then they were young. How did no? How did that work together?
Actually, when I was diagnosed, I didn't tell them right away. I didn't know how to tell them. When I was diagnosed, I didn't tell the kids right away that I was diagnosed with cancer. I didn't know how.
Yeah.
But it was during the night of the birthday of Pam on her 15th day. I asked a friend, a good friend of mine, to tell them. So they went inside the room, and my friend told them that, oh, your mom has cancer, but she cannot be sad.
Yeah.
Bawal siya ma-stress, so you have to be happy for her, to support her. Don't cry in front of her. So imagine the kids when they step out of the room, they were trying to smile
Yeah.
in front of me, and I know they were inside hurting so much. It was really hard for me, but I'm very thankful that my kids were also very supportive of mommy.
Yeah.
And I think it's also good that we can pray together. When I shared with them my condition,
Yeah.
they were like fighting the battle with me.
Yeah.
That we were praying together, and I think that's one of the good thing that helped me cope up with
Yeah.
fighting the battle.
Wonderful, Lane, wonderful, because you know what, how God created this bond among the three of you, no, despite of the fact that you were going through such an ordeal. Naniniwala ako that a lot of times God creates good things out of those things that we feel are terrible. We cannot see beyond it, but God does it, right? And that's wonderful that you're sharing that with us. Is there anything else, Lane, that you would like us to know as far as your journey through cancer and your journey through balancing that with having to also create a career for your to support your children, no?
Well, going through the healing process, it was very difficult for me because I'm already thinking about, okay, what's going to happen after this? Am I still be able to work? I mean, how am I going to support my children? What's life going to be after
Yeah.
the treatment?
Yeah.
Will there even be a life after the treatment? But thank God, I didn't give up hope after finishing the 3 years of chemotherapy sessions. I was able to go back to just
Yeah.
praising and honoring God for whatever I have.
Yeah.
And one of the things that also helped me is reading positive books, of course, being surrounded with friends who are God fearing. I think that's one of the advices also that I can give to everyone who is going through tough times. Surround yourself with positive people, and that way you will also start speaking positive words. And I'm a fan of positive declaration because I do that every time, every day. This is going to be a great day. I'm going to
Yeah.
be healed, Lord. I'm going to be fully healed and restored. And even right now during the pandemic, Ben is going to have more sales today. Ben is not going to go negative during this pandemic. Things like that.
Yeah.
And looking back, my God, it happened. I think what we profess becomes a reality.
Yeah.
Come to think about it, I think that there's really power in the words. So,
Yeah. In
well,
That's
that's
so
it.
true. Yeah, that's so true. And nakakatuwa because my mom reminds us of that all the time. She tells us, watch your words. There is power in words. And I think, I
Yes.
mean, in my simple way, the way I think I understand affirmations and positive words. It's really about being childlike again. It's like having to deal with our Father in heaven, right? And saying, no, I'm gonna be optimistic about this. I don't think no father would let you down if he saw his child, looking forward to such a wonderful day, right? I think you're not just showing us how to be resilient, but you're also showing us that a childlike faith and attitude is something that we can carry, and that's something that we can do and use to live a fulfilling life, no matter the age, right? Wonderful. So, Lane, as we go through our conversation, I was wondering if there are any, I guess, wise words or maybe other advices that you could tell either moms who are struggling because of the pandemic with taking care of their children, or business women like yourself who are in need of encouragement. If you could give them some advice, what would this be?
Okay. Well, first, franchising, as it is my business, is a safe investment for me. Well, a few information about it, it has a lower risk of failure or loss of investments than if you are to start your own business from scratch.
Right.
And that is just perfect for me because, as I have said and shared, I'm a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
But one very important advice that I wish to share with everyone is that in everything that we plan to do, in every area of our lives, please do spend time to first pray about it and surrender to God's will. Why? Because we know that if it's God's will, it's the best will for us. It's the best plan for us, and He will make it happen according to His will.
Yeah.
And if it is His will, He will provide for it and help you bring it to fruition and success. So, also want to share this favorite verse of mine with regards to planning and to my goals. It's I hold on to this promise. It says, if we commit to the Lord, whatever we do, our plans will succeed. Ang ganda, diba?
Sobrang
So if we
perfect.
hold on to that promise, it's just wonderful. It will give us a hope every day that everything is going to be okay because God is going to take care of it.
Yeah.
And also, my message to those who are sick or still struggling with battle against cancer or any sickness or any struggles in life, I think it's time to fully surrender our lives to the Lord, to pray and declare, to claim and receive the complete healing and restoration if you are sick, and the provision if you feel you're lacking of anything. God is a provider. If we put our complete trust in God, we will not experience lack of anything. I'm not just talking about material things. It's all about what we need, good things in life. God is the only one who can provide it for us. And again, we can also hold on to the promise of God. This is one of my favorite verses in the Bible,
Yeah.
First Peter 10. This is actually my life verse. When I was going through the chemotherapy, when I was still sick, I always pray this verse and really hold on to this promise of God. I held on to it so tight that I claim it in my life, and it happened. And this is what it says, First Peter 5:10. And after you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace, who has called you to his eternal glory in Christ, will himself restore, confirm, strengthen, and establish you. So that is a very powerful, positive, life-giving words from our Father. So if we embrace it with all faith and trust that it will happen, it will happen. And that's what happened to me. So that's it, Kay. Parting words, just be thankful, grateful, and hopeful because greater days are yet to come. It's 2021. Um, there's more blessings and answered prayers that we can expect from God. And another thing, do everything with so much love in your heart that no matter what you're doing, it will feel amazing.
Amazing, Lane. How
Thank
wonderful. Grabe ka. Naiiyak ako while you were talking about that, Lane. Sobrang ganda. You know what? I was near tears because I was just talking to a client earlier today who was also telling me that as she reflected back on 2020, it was only through prayer that she was able to really get through it, you know. And now hearing it from you too, it's like a confirmation of how important this is to ourselves. It doesn't matter how much we learn about our careers, about our jobs, about anything in life, if we don't have that guiding principle of really understanding how deeper it all is, how prayer is that connection we have with our Father. No, Lane. So thank you so much for all that. You know, this interview is not so long, but it's so very, very full of wisdom and full of so much good energy. And if I had any other choice, I wouldn't have decided it any other way. This is the wonderful start that I was hoping for 2021. Thank you
Thank you.
so much,
Thank you so
Lane.
much. Yeah, I'm very happy and thankful.
You take care, okay? Salamat na marami, Lane. If there's anything that you would like to message Lane about, feel free to put it in the comments. She will be able to see it too. Okay? So take care, you guys. Take care,
Thank you.
Lane.
Happy New Year and God bless everyone.
God
Thank
bless
you,
you, Lane.
Grace.
God bless all of you too.